Test, test. Good evening, basketball fans, and welcome to the Warrior Dome. Test, test, test. Good evening, basketball fans, and welcome to the Warrior Dome, home of St. Francis Warriors and Lady Warriors. We are at halftime right now of this evening's JV girls game. Lady Warriors leading this one 41-19 at the break. Our usual technical setup guy, DJ Serby, is out tonight, so we've had some students step up to help get things up and running. So thank you to Elias Denoyer, Brendan Arcorn, and Isidore Sharpfish, who are helping out with tonight's broadcast. That is why we're a little late getting started tonight, but should be good from here on out. So it was Little Wound basketball out of the start of the second half. St. Francis now on the counter. And that's Charlie Kills-In-Sight knocking down the triple to get things underway here in the second half. Fastball pass there, just off the hands of the Lady Mustangs. So starting the second half here for the Lady Warriors, it's Lainey Fourhorns, Valeria Claremont, Alea Whiting, Charlie Kills-In-Sight, and Cass Arcorn. On the other side of the ball for the Lady Mustangs, we have Melina Shangru, Shawnee White, and a few numbers that are not with us in the program, so maybe some jersey switches. But a nice play on the offensive end on that last possession for the Lady Warriors. Alea Whiting getting the bucket. And on the defensive board, that's Lainey Fourhorns. She gets it out to Kills-In-Sight. And the Lady Mustangs will bring things back up the other way. It was a big first quarter for Shawnee White, as she, I think, had 14 of the Little Wound points in that first quarter. Big second quarter for St. Francis, though, as the Lady Warriors now on top, holding on to a 27-point lead. Just over 5 minutes to go in the third quarter, and that is, well, we don't have a 2 on the JV roster, but number 2 on the varsity roster is Shawnee White. So if anyone has any more information on if that's actually Shawnee White, let us know. We do have an email address. We'd love to hear from you. It's sfwarriorslive@gmail.com. So sfwarriorslive@gmail.com. Feel free to shoot us an email if you've got any feedback for us on the broadcast, or if you've got any school or community announcements, and we will get along to those throughout tonight's broadcast, or also shout outs. Let us know where you're watching from, or if you'd like to say hello to somebody. Got a held ball on the floor. Possession arrow favors the Lady Warriors, so it'll be set to inbound. Nice action there on the inbound with Claremont cutting in the lane, but her shot was blocked, and eventually double dribble whistle there against Cass Arcorn, and it'll be Little Wound basketball bringing things up the floor. Steele gets it inside. Good hustle getting after the loose ball on the floor. In the program, number 21 is Melina Shangru. So nice hustle play by her, but just wasn't able to save the ball inbounds to a teammate. Ball goes over to the Lady Warriors. A little pressure there in the backcourt from Little Wound. Good job by the Lady Warriors passing their way through it, but Claremont wasn't able to get the shot to go on the other end. Shot no good for the Lady Mustangs, and Lady Fourhorns will clear it and bring things back up the other way. Looks like a good contingent of Little Wound fans made the trip over tonight for what should be a very exciting ball game tonight with playoff implications. Little Wound coming into tonight's game sitting at 8-8. They're 5th in Region 7 Class A. Lady Warriors at 8-10. This is the varsity on the varsity side, 8-10, and they are one spot behind the Mustangs. So a victory tonight could potentially garner them enough points to leapfrog Little Wound and make their way up in the standings before the official bracket and playoff matchups are announced next week. As it stands now, the Lady Warriors, if the season were to end today, would travel to Pine Ridge to get things going in playoff play. Tough place to play and a team they've dropped a couple games to earlier this year, so a win could go a long way in making sure that they don't have to travel back to Pine Ridge in a couple weeks. Had a few substitutions here on both sides of the ball. Chante Anderson has checked into the game for the Lady Warriors, along with Leah Badhand and Viola Boneshirt. Anderson stepping to the line for the first attempt. That one is off the mark, no good. Apple checking into the ball game for Little Wound. Offensive board grabbed by Badhand, and she is fouled on the putback attempt, so she'll have a chance to head to the line to shoot a pair. First free throw off the mark, no good, but she'll have another one coming. And she knocks it down, and that'll extend the Lady Warriors' lead up to 22. Again, we do have a mixed match of names and numbers in the program here. So on the Little Wound side of the basketball, not exactly sure who all of the players are, but this is number 21 for the Lady Mustangs, heading to the line to shoot two after she was fouled. She's able to get one of two to go. This is Viola Boneshirt in the backcourt in a hurry to get things done, but she looked up and saw a double team, had nowhere to go. So traveling violation, ball turned over to the Lady Mustangs. Shawnee White pulling up from downtown for three, no good. Ball bouncing out of bounds. It'll be Lady Warriors basketball. Head coach Merle Anderson will take a timeout to talk things over. Ball coming inbounds to Laney Fourhorns. Tries to get around the defender going towards the sideline. She's bumped. That'll be the 5th team foul against Little Wound here with 2 minutes and 45 seconds to go in the third quarter. Nice offensive possession here from the Lady Warriors. Good patience offensively. Finally able to get the ball inside to Anderson. She's fouled. She'll step to the free throw line. See if she's able to get a little bit of redemption here as she missed a pair just a few minutes ago. Knocks down the first. Justice Steele checking back into the ball game for the Lady Mustangs. Anderson's second is on the way, just a touch too long, and it'll be cleared by Little Wound. White bringing things back up to the offensive end. Nice play there as she was able to find the open teammate, but it looked like Apple wasn't ready for the pass. On the offensive end for the Lady Warriors, it's Laney Fourhorns getting the bucket to go, extending the St. Francis lead to 24 points with 1.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. White back on the offensive end, draws the foul, and she'll step to the line to shoot 2 free throws. That's the fourth team foul whistled against the Lady Warriors here in the second half. White's free throw off the mark. Ramirez checks into the ball game for the Lady Mustangs. Second shot by White is up and good. And good heads-up play there from Fourhorns as Little Wound had the press on, but she found the teammate down court. Little Wound with a quick response coming back the other way. Shot no good, though. Bounces out of bounds. The referees will say the last touched by St. Francis, so it's Little Wound basketball. Number 2 for the Lady Mustangs on the drive from the left side. She draws the foul, shot doesn't go, so she'll shoot 2 free throws. And the first one is good. Rebound grabbed by Anderson, gets it out to Kilsensight. She leads the fast break the other way. Her three-pointer is no good. Little Wound bringing things back up the other way. It's White leading point, able to get around the defender. Shot is up and good. Help defense came from Anderson, but just a half step too late, as White was already able to get around both defenders, and she'll head to the line with a chance for a three-point play. Lead down to 19. Under a minute to go. We're at 40 seconds left. Both teams now will be in the bonus the rest of the way, as that is Little Wound's 7th foul. This one a shooting foul though, so Kilsman Sight will head to the line to shoot 2 more free throws. It has been a free throw contest here in the 3rd quarter. Most of these 13 fouls whistled in the quarter have been shooting fouls. Offensive board by Lainey Forehorns. Good hustle by her. Nice hesitation move to get by the defender, but her baseline runner is no good. Boneshirt grabs the offensive board, so it'll be a 3rd chance opportunity here. Shot clock is off should the Lady Warriors choose to hold on for the last shot. Nice hustle on the offensive board to keep things alive, just not able to get the basketball to go through the hoop on that particular set of events there, and it'll be Little Wound basketball. 16 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. White left unguarded at the top of the key. She'll pull a long 3, no good. Ball cleared up ahead to Forehorns. Clock winding down. Shot in the air, no good. And that is going to do it here in the 3rd quarter. St. Francis holding on to a 20-point lead over Little Wound. We'll have the 4th quarter from tonight's JV girls game when we come back, and following that we will have some exciting South Dakota High School girls varsity action between the Lady Warriors and the visiting Lady Mustangs. Little Wound with the basketball here to get things going in the 4th quarter. And it's White doing what she has been doing all night, going to that right hand. Defense has not been able to figure out how to play her. And she's got another 2 points with a chance to complete the 3-point play at the line. On the floor to start the 4th quarter for the Lady Warriors, we've got Caleb Chukpa, Sunny Scott, Jordan Rodriguez, Jade Christie. Pressure defense here from Little Wound, causing a little bit of chaos on the offensive end. Rodriguez, though, was able to get the shot up. No good. White this time creating an opportunity for her teammate, Alora Apple. Apple gets the first one to go. If number 2 is indeed Shawnee White, as it's listed in the varsity roster. She's been a very impressive player tonight in tonight's JV game, just a sophomore. Able to not only score, but handle the ball and create opportunities for her teammates. And here she is from the top of the key, eyeing up a 3-pointer, and on cue, drains it, nothing but net. So we've got some underclassmen for the 5 Lady Warriors freshmen here, getting them some JV experience. Turnover on the offensive end, though, leads to an easy bucket up ahead for White. And so things tightening up here a little bit. Lead cut to 11 in a hurry. Head coach Merle Anderson calling a timeout, and he's going to check in, have his starters check back in So coming out of the timeout, it'll be Cass Arcorn, Lainey Fourhorns, Valeria Claremont, Alea Whiting, and Charlie Kilsinsight. For Little Wound, based on best of my knowledge, we've got Justice Steele, Alora Apple, Shawnee White, Tara Roulard. We don't have a number 5 in the program, but there is a number 5 on the court. Good patience on the offensive end here from the Lady Warriors, but Arcorn not able to handle the pass, and she stepped on the sideline. The ball will go over to Little Wound with a chance to cut this to a single-digit lead. The lead was near 30 midway through the third quarter, and White again able to get around the defender. Lady Warriors have not been able to adjust defensively. Have not seen White go to her left hand very often. Not to say she can't, but the Lady Warriors haven't forced her to at all tonight. She's just been able to simply use her quickness to get around the defender with ease. Reach-in foul is whistled, and Lady Fourhorns will head to the free throw line as both teams sitting at 8 team fouls here with 5 minutes to go in the ball game. Fourhorns takes advantage of the bonus, and she'll shoot a second. And Fourhorns able to knock down both free throws. The lead back to 11. Just a little hesitation there from Steele, and she's whistled for the travel as she shuffled her feet before she made the drive. Nice ball movement there from the Lady Warriors to break the press. Kilsinsight forcing it a little bit on that shot attempt. Nice job getting by her defender, but the help was there. White will pull up from way downtown. Just off the mark. Kilsinsight again. This time that her shot, it goes hard off the glass. Last touch though by Little Wound, and it'll be St. Francis basketball inbounding underneath their own basket. Have had some success finding openings underneath. Good, nice interior passing there from Whiting to Claremont. Claremont not able to finish it though. On the offensive end, it's Shangru getting the bucket and the foul. Down to a 9-point lead, 4 minutes, 27 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Claremont fouled on the transition play, and she'll step to the line to shoot 2 free throws. And that will be the 5th foul whistled against number 5 for Little Wound. So she will take a seat in this one, and Molina Apple will check into the ball game. Claremont's first swishes through the net. Lady Warriors will step away from the free throw line, get things in order on the defensive end. And a nearly identical shot there from Claremont as she swishes both home. There's Apple on the three-point shot. Knuckleball three-pointer. Offensive board by Alora Apple. Just wasn't able to put that one home. Nice job defensively there by Cass Arkhorn, not allowing Apple to get around her with the right hand. On the first attempt, but then just as I say that, it happens again. So driving baseline this time. It'll be White heading to the free throw line to shoot a pair of free throws. First one is good. Chance to cut this lead to 8 points with 3 minutes, 57 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Laney Forehorn's able to split the defense, get it ahead to Kilsensight. Her pull-up jumper is no good. Ball batted around. Arkhorn eventually grabs a hold, and it looks like it'll be a reach-in foul against Shangru. And both teams now in the double bonus. So Arkhorn will shoot 2. First one rattles home. Nice job thus far in the fourth quarter of knocking down free throws. Forehorns hit a pair earlier, and then it was Claremont, and now Cass Arkhorn makes both of her shots there. On the offensive end, a travel whistled against White. Looked there like she was Alea Whiting was just standing there, and White kind of ran right into her. Ooh, looked like maybe an over and back there could have been called. Lady Warriors getting away with one. Forehorns three-pointer off the mark. Ball is stolen away twice. White fouled again. This foul whistled against Laney Forehorns. That'll be her 5th. So she will take a seat with 3 minutes and 14 seconds to go. Jade Christie will check into the ball game. First free throw short.
That's tough. Oh, that's tough. That's tough.
So Melina Shangru commits her 5th foul, and she'll be the second Lady Mustang to foul out of this ball game. Kilsensight step into the line, and she continues the strong free throw performance here in the fourth quarter from the Lady Warriors as she knocks down both. Long three by White, no good. Offensive board scooped up and put back in by Apple. Nice job by Kilsensight, remaining patient, finding a teammate to break the press. Shot is no good. Whiting had the position on the glass, and an over the back foul is going to be whistled. With a 9-point lead in just 2.5 minutes, Lady Warriors can be very patient, waiting for their shot to open up. No need to rush into things. So good job there, making sure they come away with at least a shot. Whiting hits them both, so unofficially, I believe the Lady Warriors have hit 12 free throws in a row here in the fourth quarter. 3-point on the way from Apple, no good. Offensive rebound scooped up by Roulard. She'll take a three of her own and knock it down. Lead back down to 8. Arkhorn just tried to dribble around the trap. Really nice job defensively there by Apple. Alora Apple using the sideline as another defender. Arkhorn had nowhere to go, and Apple could tell she wasn't backing down, and so Cass had no option but to try to make a move around the defender, and that led her out of bounds. Travel call against Steele inside as she took one extra step before getting that shot up. So 2 minutes, 11 seconds left in the ball game. We've got another foul in the backcourt. Kills in sight will march her way down to the offensive end to take 2 more free throws. Lady Warriors again, by my unofficial count, 14 of 14 from the free throw line in the fourth quarter. And we've seen that move nearly every possession from Little Wound, with White able to dribble around her defender and slide in and scoop it up with the right hand, but wasn't able to get it to fall there. So Lady Warriors now with the ball and a 10-point lead, and a minute and 50 seconds left to go in this one. Ball poked away from behind, so Arkhorn will inbound underneath for the Lady Warriors. We've got miscommunication defensively, but a good recovery there by Apple, able to get the block, as it looked like Jade Christie was going to be able to sneak in for the backdoor cut wide open. These quick offensive possessions from the Lady Warriors are actually keeping Little Wound in this ball game. Leading by 10 with just a minute and a half to go. You want to take as much of that shot clock as possible. Lady Warriors not doing that, though, on the last couple possessions, and that's left the door open just a crack for Little Wound with a minute 39 to go. 5th foul committed against Cass Arkhorn. So 2 starting guards now fouling out of the game for the Lady Warriors. Chante Anderson will check into the ball game. First attempt misses everything. So the second one will be up on the way. Just a bit long. Claremont able to get the rebound. She finds Anderson, who gets it ahead to Christie. And this time the Lady Warriors wisely pull it out. Going to have an offensive foul whistled against Chante Anderson. Away from the ball. I didn't see exactly what happened there, if it was a moving screen or posting up maybe too aggressively. The offensive end, Roulard's 3 off the mark. White gets it to Apple. She launches the tray, no good. And we've got another whistle away from the ball. Well, if that was a loose ball foul, that should be shooting free throws and double bonus. So I'm not sure what that last foul call was. But we've got a turnover in the backcourt against the Lady Warriors, so it'll be Little Wound basketball. There's the triple from Roulard, no good. And we'll see if this time we'll shoot free throws on the over-the-back foul. We will. They must have called a player control foul on that last possession. Didn't see exactly what happened, but we'll have Whiting stepping to the line. Minute, 2 seconds left in the ball game. Owl Bonnet on top by 10. Whiting's first is just off the mark, no good. So that'll end the consecutive free throws made streak. Lady Mustangs back on the attack. Tara Roulard's shot may have been blocked. So Lady Warriors will bring it back up. Leading by 10, ball's in, gets inside. Claremont whistled for double dribble. Did not look like Little Wound was going to foul there on that possession to extend this one. Three-pointer on the way. That's knocked down by Apple. Steal in the backcourt. Roulard puts it up, no good. Offensive rebound tracked down. She'll kick it out to White for three. And that's good. And so things getting interesting here, as it looked like a couple possessions ago, Little Wound pretty content to kind of just let the clock run down. They were trailing by 10. Sometimes you'll see a team foul in that position to try to extend the game. Little Wound did not, but then on the last couple possessions, they've knocked down a pair of triples. So we've got under 20 seconds left in the ball game. Lead down to 4 though. So if you are the Lady Warriors here, all you got to do is get the ball in bounds. And that is it. You don't have to make a pass after that. You don't have to make a dribble. You don't have to make a move. 13.7 seconds left. All you've got to do is get the ball in bounds and hold on to it. Easier said than done, of course. And the inbounds is stolen away. Almost another turnover there in the backcourt. As we mentioned, a couple starting guards out of the ball game. That has definitely played a factor on these last few possessions. Kills in sight. Does a nice job of patiently waiting for the defense to come to her, not trying to do too much, and she is fouled by White. So Kills in sight, a chance to put this thing out of reach. Regardless of if these free throws go in, which the first one does. As a coach, you are saying, don't foul, don't even breathe on the player with the ball. Just get away. So with that, it'll be Lady Warriors 64, Little Wound Mustangs 59. So really strong comeback there, especially in that fourth quarter, third and fourth quarter from the Lady Mustangs. But Lady Warriors hold them off for the victory. And we will be back with the varsity game in about 20 minutes. Should be an exciting one. Both teams coming in with hopes to solidify or change things up heading into the playoff standings, with brackets coming out following Friday's season finale. So don't go anywhere. We're going to take a 20-minute break and come back with the varsity game tonight. which will, of course, feature the St. Francis Lady Warriors coming into the ball game at 8 and 10, and the visiting Lady Mustangs at 8 and 8. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back in 20 minutes with all that action. Welcome back to the Warrior Dome, home of the St. Francis Warriors and Lady Warriors. We're about 5 minutes away from tonight's varsity girls action getting underway here. Tonight's game will feature the visiting Lady Mustangs from Little Wound. They enter the game with an 8-8 record. And the host Lady Warriors coming into the ball game at 8-10. So a couple big stories to keep your eye on tonight. One, both of these teams are right next to each other in the standings as the season comes to a close here on Friday for both of these teams. So this game certainly has playoff implications with if the Lady Warriors want to leapfrog Little Wound, they'll have to win tonight and also probably have to come out victorious on Friday as Crow Creek visits. So that's the first story, is that this game certainly has playoff implications as both these teams trying to end their season their regular season on a strong note. The second big story coming into tonight's ball game, at least on the Lady Warriors side, is that Charlie's Arkhorn comes into tonight at 995 career points. So she is just 5 points away from that 1,000 point milestone. And I know there's a lot of excitement in the gym for her, and her family has some countdown posters made that I'm sure they'll be excited to use throughout tonight's ball game. So we look forward to bringing you that action tonight. This is Aaron Epps on the play-by-play, and again, we do have had an illness to one of our staff members, so had a little delay getting things set up, but we should be up and running for the rest of the evening. So thank you to Brendan Arkhorn and Elias DeNoyer, along with Isidore Sharpfish, for stepping up and helping us get this broadcast up and running. In other news, had a chance to catch up with Lee Badhand, Lee, the father of Misoom Badhand, who suffered a tough injury a couple weeks ago. Still at home after he had 3 screws put in his knee to help repair the damage that was done in a game a couple weekends ago against McLaughlin. So it'll be about a 3-month recovery on crutches. And we heard that Misoon is getting a little frustrated, having to be basically bedridden in the meantime while the screws are healing. So again, we'd like to send our well wishes out to him for a speedy and a full recovery. Anybody who was there that night witnessed that injury and is sending positive thoughts and vibes. So please keep him in your thoughts in the coming weeks as he continues to heal. Lee did say, though, that Misoom was going to try to make an appearance at Friday night's game, so that would be a special moment for everyone, I think. And well, we've got a couple minutes here before the ball game gets underway. We'll let you know that we'll be right back here tomorrow night with another broadcast here on SF Warriors Live. And that game will feature Ulrichs as they come to town to take on the Warrior boys team. Just a varsity game in that contest. So just one ball game coming your way at 6:30 tomorrow night. That is, of course, Central Time for any viewers who may be tuning in from Mountain Time tonight. So we've got 1 minute on the clock, counting down to get things underway. We are going to turn it over to the public address announcer tonight for the introduction of the Lady Warrior cheerleaders and the starting lineups.
School Activities Association for the enjoyment and educational benefit of high school students. Good sportsmanship is essential for the success of the programs. Tonight's administrator is the high school principal, Deb Boyd. And now let's meet the cheerleaders. First of all, for the Lady Mustangs, Angelina Gallego, Savannah Martolo, Eternity Red Star, Enola Runninghawk, Rixie Eagle, and cheer coach, Tina Slowbear. And let's meet the cheerleaders for the St. Francis Lady Warriors. Natalie Gordo, Arlene Ironhawk, Shelby Little Shield, Sheena Luta Reynolds, Darwin Walking-Eagle, Tara Walking-Eagle, and cheer coach, Ellen Manhan. And now let's meet the starters tonight for the Little Wound Lady Mustangs. A 5'5" sophomore guard wearing number 3, Eva Bullbear. A 5'5" senior guard wears number 4, Ashley Steele. 5'4" senior guard number 10, Mia Vasquez. 5'7" junior forward wearing number 11, Macy Rulard. And a 6'1" senior center wears number 13, Paula Yellowboy. Lady Mustangs are coached by Lyle LeBeau Jr., assisted by Francis Alpin and Lacey Bullbear. And now let's meet your starters tonight for the St. Francis Lady Warriors. A senior guard, number 2, Charlie's sister, Nicole. A junior guard, number 10, Jaslia Arbor. A senior forward wearing number 42, Monty Anderson. A junior forward, number 20, Janita Hesse. And a junior guard wearing number 3, Kalia Brady. Lady Warriors are coached by Rich Colegal, assisted by Dana Marshall, and assisted by Earl Anderson Biggins Jr. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please stand and face the flag, and we will have the Lakota flag song performed by the St. Francis Drum Group.
Thank you to the St. Francis Drum Group for tonight's flag song. Starting lineups, just in case you didn't catch that. For Little Wound in tonight's ball game, it'll be Bullbear, the sophomore, Steele, the senior, Vasquez, the senior, Roulard, a junior, and Yellowboy, also a senior. Little Wound fans showing out in good numbers tonight as they start this ball game on their feet. See if that gets the Lady Warriors fans to respond. Jump ball taken by Little Wound. That'll be a three-point attempt by Steele from the wing. No good. Defensive board by Anderson, getting it up ahead to Jazz Arkhorn. As we mentioned, coming into this one, Charlize Arcorn needing just 5 points to hit the 1,000-point career milestone. She's got the ball out top right now. We've got an inadvertent whistle there. I think one referee was requesting that the shot clock be reset, but the other referees overruled and said, nope, the shot did not hit the shot clock. So we'll get things back underway. A little bit of a jump pressure there from the Lady Mustangs. Nice job by Jazz Arcorn keeping her cool, but the ball's stolen away by Bull Bear. She'll take it the distance, no good. Charlize Arcorn fouled on the rebound. So we'll see if that pressure continues. It looked like as soon as the offensive player, so we'll see Arcorn as she crosses the half-court line, a little bit of pressure, and that's a second foul. That's also going to be whistled against Mia Vasquez. That is her second foul, less than a minute into this ball game. So she'll stay in the game, though. Anderson's pass was tipped away, and that just led to a little bit of chaos on the offensive end. Travel whistled against Anderson. Little Wound basketball. Swing pass to the corner. 3-point bucket from Macy Roulard, and she's got the first points of tonight's ball game. Arcorn driving the lane. Hesse gets the shot up through contact. No whistle though. And they'll say that in the ensuing attack, Little Wound stepped on the sideline. St. Francis basketball trailing by 3 early, 6 minutes, 30 seconds to play in the first quarter, just getting underway. Brady with the cross-court bounce pass to Arcorn. Jazz Arcorn's 3-point shot, no good. That'll lead to a nice outlet pass, and Vasquez able to shovel the pass over to Ashley Steele, and Steele gets the bucket to go. It's 5-0 early on. This one's stolen away by Bull Bear, and she's got a free lane to the basket. She lays it up and in. 7-0 lead early for Little Wound in this one. Head coach Rich Crow Eagle gonna take the timeout to talk things over. Not liking what he's seeing early, so a couple of these baskets have been in transition. And I know that this is something that I think is debated among some people, but on that previous possession, when I think it was Jazz Arcorn, she took the 3-point shot and then kind of followed her shot a little bit, and that left the Little Wound player to leak out for the easy bucket. You hear a lot of times, follow your shot, but in that instance, when you are the only player back on defense, following your shot is not always the best strategy, as it can lead to easy transition bucket. So this Little Wound jump pressure causing some issues as Charlize Arcorn lost the handle there. Just got to make the pass right now. That is how you beat that pressure right there. Allow the defense to come at you and find the open person. That time Hesse wasn't quite able to finish on the offensive end, and we've got an offensive foul whistled against Yellow Boy. Paula Yellow Boy, the senior, at 6 feet 1 inches. But a nice job there defensively by the Lady Warriors rotating around. So Arcorn still looking for the first points of the night for the Lady Warriors. And Anderson just with one extra step there. She's whistled for the travel out top. Not sure if she agreed with that call, but it was the right call as she kind of shifted pivot feet. Good job by Metcalf, able to get in the passing lane and get the steal, but Brady is tied up. Possession arrow does favor the Lady Warriors in this instance, though, so the ball will stay with Owl Bonnet. Still looking for the first bucket of the night. We're 3 minutes into the game. Lady Warriors able to break the initial pressure. Now it's Arkhorn getting into the lane, and she is fouled on the runner. I think that one's going to go against Yellow Boy. If so, that'll be her second early on. So four team fouls early on Little Wound, 2 against Yellow Boy and 2 against Vasquez. So foul trouble early on. So Arkhorn now has 996 career points. Lainey Fourhorn's checking into the ball game for Hesse. Arkhorn connects on both, so she is 1 3-point basket away from 1,000 for the career. Little Wound back on offense. Nice job there by Metcalf to get the steal. Pass up ahead by Arkhorn. Good job corralling the pass. Gets it to her sister, Charlie. Was deflected out of bounds. She was ready to head back on defense, but the ball will stay with the Lady Warriors. Charlize Arkhorn driving her shot just a bit short. And it's Mustangs in transition. Arkhorn takes the contact on the steal as the pass was tipped up in the air. Foul called against Macy Roulard on the contact there. Nice job breaking the initial pressure by Arkhorn, finding Metcalf at the top of the key. She'll step into a 3, just off the mark. Lainey Fourhorns gets the rebound. Nice job defensively from Little Wound, just staying straight up on that. Fourhorns left open, 3-pointer no good. Long rebound comes to Kiani Metcalf, and Metcalf fouled as she puts the shot back up, and we'll see who that foul is going to go against. Foul against Hatton. So early on, we've got quite a foul discrepancy. 7 already against the Lady Mustangs. Lady Warriors are yet to commit a foul. And part of that, of course, is due to the Lady Mustangs' aggressive defense. Metcalf gets both to go, and that'll cut the lead to 4 points. The Lady Mustangs with the ball back on the attack. And we're going to have an offensive foul whistled. Look like maybe a moving screen there, as Jazz Arkhorn was trying to fight around the defender. That one will go against Hatton as well. So we'll see if, with the foul trouble, if that forces Little Wound to back off a little bit of that pressure that's been effective here. Ball saved in bounds, but right to the waiting Matilda Anderson, and she's able to get her second bucket tonight. She leads all scorers with 4 points. Nice hesitation move there from Bolbear. She was able to get around the defender, driving into the lane, draws the contact, and she will shoot a pair. That last play defensively for the Lady Mustangs. I hate to criticize a player for hustling, but sometimes when you're under the opponent's basket, not the best idea to try to save that. And what happened on that last play, good hustle play, but she saved the ball right to Matilda Anderson, who laid it up and in for an easy 2. So Little Wound not backing off the pressure. And we've got an offensive foul by Jazz Arcorn as she ran over Bull Bear, the defender. Arcorn disagreeing with the call, but again, that was the right call. She was out of control and just ran over the defender who was holding her ground. Left-handed shot by Yellow Boy. Tried to go off the glass, wasn't able to get it to go though. Nice offensive play underneath Charlize Arcorn to Jazz Arcorn. Pass it across the lane to Metcalf. Just a good job of spacing and finding the open spot. And on the other end, it's the response. Back-to-back triples. Lady Fourhorns, who's really improved as this season has gone along. I think that last three-point basket by the Mustangs have a 20 in the scorebook. So coming out of the loose ball situation, the Lady Warriors. Jazz Arcorn with the ball up ahead. And Arcorn's fouled. Again, that's the 9th team foul on the Mustangs in the first quarter. Minute to go here in the fourth quarter, so Jazz Arcorn will step to the line with a chance for her first points of the evening. She gets the first one to go, and you can see that, or you can hear probably, that the presence of and the enthusiasm of the Little Wound fans has really woken up the fans on the Lady Warriors side. We're not used to hearing this kind of crowd noise here at the Warrior Dome. It's good to hear. Arcorn with the offensive board, and she's able to put it back up and in for two. That gives her 999 points on the career, and more importantly, gives the Lady Warriors a 3-point lead. 3-point attempt there by Bull Bear. Maybe a little rushed. Missed everything. So getting into the lane is Arcorn, but she lost the handle. Little Wound basketball. Yellow Bear comes away with it. Excuse me, Yellow Boy. It's Bull Bear up ahead. Her shot rolls around off the rim, no good, and we've got a frenetic pace here in the final minute. We're under 30 seconds to go. Anderson whistled for another travel, and she gives a shrug, but again, that was a travel. When she caught the pass, she used one foot to pivot and then gave a pump fake, and the other foot came up. So 20 seconds to go in the first quarter. Shot clock is off. We'll see if the Lady Mustangs, well, we won't see. We'll find out. They did not hold for the last shot, so now Lady Warriors have a chance. Jazz Arcorn will take the three from the wing and knock it down. With 3 seconds to go, long attempt, no good. So after one quarter, we anticipated that this one would be a close game, a tough game. Maybe did not anticipate the crowd enthusiasm in this. This is a fun atmosphere to watch a high school basketball game. After one quarter, Lady Warriors on top, 19-13. We'll be back with the second quarter in just a minute. It'll be Little Wound basketball as we get things underway here in the second quarter. Again, a reminder, we'll be back with boys basketball tomorrow night as the Warriors host Oryx. Just one game for you, just the varsity game starting at 6:30, and then on Friday we will have Crow Creek coming to town. It is parent night, senior night, and Winterfest. So big event coming on Friday night. Let's hope the snowstorm that's supposedly coming our way allows us to keep that event on the calendar, as Friday is the last game of the regular season. Hesse checking back into the ball game for the Lady Warriors, who got a stop defensively on the first possession. Charlize Arcorn has just 1 point to go to get 1,000. She's got 4 points in the first quarter. Nice job getting it inside to Anderson. We've got another foul whistled against Little Wound. Definitely a developing story here. That foul whistled against Roulard. And we have a technical foul whistled against the bench. I think head coach Lyle LeBeau Jr. for Little Wound not happy with the way this game has been called early on. Certainly a foul discrepancy in this one. I feel like you'd want Charlie Zarkorn to shoot these free throws here. But Hesse will step to the line, reliable free throw shooter herself. And she'll hit the first, so on a technical, she will shoot 2 for the technical shot, and she takes advantage by knocking down both. And now the players will line up, and she'll shoot 2 more. Or excuse me, she'll shoot the... Okay, so they are doing what I thought they may do. So Hesse knocked down the 2 free throws from the foul. And now it's Charlize Arcorn stepping to the line. And with that last free throw, she became a 1,000-point scorer. And with that, she's at 1,001. So congratulations to Charlize Arcorn for etching her name in the history books here at St. Francis Indian School. We'll have a quick intermission here as we'd like to congratulate her on that accomplishment. Her family comes out to join her on the court, present her with a star quilt in a special moment for her, and very neat that she can share this as she has younger sisters Jazlia and Cass also playing in tonight's ball game, so full-on family affair. The one balloon was dropped, so Cass Arcorn will step in as in the thousands place. So again, congratulations to Charlize on this accomplishment. This is not something that cannot be accomplished without a lot of hard work, dedication, not just during the season, but in the off season as well. Charlize also a great leader in the classroom. As she will be honored coming up in a couple weeks, along with some of the other Lady Warriors as well, as we have our academic honoring coming up that was rescheduled due to the basketball games needing to be rescheduled. But that academic honoring will be on the 28th. So again, congratulations to Charlize Arcorn, and now we can get back to basketball. And Another thing that's kind of special about that is that she now is the second Lady Warrior on the court right now with over 1,000 points, as Matilda Anderson accomplished that same milestone earlier this season. So 2 seniors that will certainly be missed in the future. So 3-pointer knocked down there by Ashley Steele cuts the Lady Warriors lead to 7 points. Arcorn gets it up ahead in the corner. And we've got a foul whistled against White. And Jazz Arcorn will head to the line to shoot 2 free throws. And as Jazz puts the first one up, we did get an email from Renee, so shout out to Matee and Chante, both in playing tonight, as well as Coach Biggins. Go Lady Warriors from your family in Chandler, Arizona. So we thank you for watching from Chandler, Arizona, or wherever you're at tonight. If you do have any shout outs you'd like to make, you can send those, email them to us at sfwarriorslive@gmail.com. Whistle there goes against Jazz Arcorn. Third team foul against the Lady Warriors, second though against Jazz. Pass inside to Bullbear, but we've got a whistle now against Lady Warriors. So foul's starting to even out a little bit. That foul went against Brady. 3-pointer on the way by Bullbear, off the mark, no, but the offensive board from Shawnee White. If that name sounds familiar, it's because she was all over the place in the JV game tonight. Did a really nice job, and contributing in the varsity game as well with foul trouble for the Lady Mustangs. Good defense there from Arcorn, able to play straight up against Bullbear as she kind of tried the fadeaway shot. Bear Killer will check in, sophomore guard forward, checking in for the first time tonight for the Lady Mustangs. Starters are on the floor for the Lady Warriors. It's Keani Metcalf, Matilda Anderson, Charlize Arcorn, Jazlia Arcorn, and Kalia Brady. Yellow Boys shot up and just bounced around the rim but would not go. There's been a few instances where that's been the case tonight, where Littlewood just a couple unlucky bounces. Rebound is tipped out, and it's Steele on the offensive attack. She pulls up. Yellow Boy grabbing the offensive board, putting it back up and in. Things tightening up here in the second quarter as Littlewood cutting the lead to 4. 4.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Brady has it out top. She'll wait for things to develop. Littlewood playing an extended 2-3, it looks like, or maybe it's a 3-2. But they have put pressure on throughout the game tonight that has caused some issues offensively for the Lady Warriors at times, including right there. And Jazz Arcorn is going to be whistled for her third foul against Shawnee White, as White tried to sidestep her Looked like a pretty good job initially by Jazz Arcorn getting into position. But maybe slid over just a little bit at the last second to draw the contact. So the shot does go for White, and so she's got 4 points off the bench in this one. Lady Warriors lead down to 2. Arcorn will bring things up. 4 minutes to go in the second quarter. Anderson flashes to the high post, able to pull off a nice spin move. And her shot goes up and in for 2. She's got 6 points. 3-pointer on the way is short, no good. Anderson grabs the offensive board, but is not able to maintain control. And Shawnee White with another bucket. Arcorn driving, as we've seen her do so many times this year, though. That shot off the mark. Little Wound basketball. Melina Shangru checked into the ball game just a moment ago. 3-pointer on the way is knocked down. That's number 20 for Little Wound. We don't have that in the program, so at halftime we'll try to find out who number 20 is, but that's her second triple of the first half, and Little Wound back on top. So Lady Warriors led by as many as 9 in this one. But Little Wound has battled back despite some foul trouble. And they lead by 1. We'll be back with the remainder of this first half in just a moment from the Warrior Dome. So we'll see what the Lady Warriors are able to do after the timeout. As Little Wound has gone on a bit of a run here midway through the second quarter. Brady hands it off to Jazz Arcorn. Gets it to Charlize Arcorn in the corner for 3, no good. Rebound though, last touched by Bear Killer. So it'll stay with the Lady Warriors here with under 3 minutes to go in the first half. Arcorn will try this time from the other corner, and she connects on the triple. The Lady Warriors back on top by 2. Lady Warriors playing person-to-person defense, as they have at almost all points of the season. Brady leading the transition back the other way. Hits the ground hard. Looked like maybe her knee banged on the ground there. I think was anticipating some contact from the defender there and kind of lost her footing. Whistled for the travel before she was able to get the pass off. Another 3-pointer on the way. This one misses everything for the Lady Mustangs, and it'll be Owl Bonnet basketball bringing things back the other way with 2 minutes to go in the second quarter. Jazz Arcorn will bring it across the timeline. Charlize on the wing. Active hands from this Lady Mustangs defense, as the entry pass to Metcalf was tipped. And Metcalf stepped on the end line. So it'll be Little Wound basketball trailing by 2. Chance to tie or take the lead on this possession. Nice ball movement inside. That was Shangru, whose shot just didn't quite fall for her from the block. So good patience here from Brady as she'll wait for the defense to come to her. Nice job passing from the wing. Charlize Arcorn able to find Hesse at the top of the key, and we've got a timeout on the floor called by Lyle LeBeau Jr. We'd like to talk things over here as we've got 1 minute before these two teams head into the locker room at halftime. As we mentioned earlier briefly, there was initially an academic awards ceremony and National Honor Society induction that was planned for tonight. However, that had to be rescheduled because of the weather last week, forcing the rescheduling of this game as well as others. And so that honoring has been pushed back now to February 28th. So again, on February 28th, we will have that academic honoring for all students with a semester grade point average of 3.0 or higher. So students who made the merit or honor roll, as well as new National Honor Society inductees. Out of the timeout, Yellow Boy makes a move from the wing, and she's able to draw the foul, and she'll head to the line to shoot 2 free throws. Yellow Boy knocks down both free throws, and it's a 2-point ball game. The Lady Warriors have had some success when they've gotten the ball to the wing for a quick pass, whether it's been Hesse or Anderson on the finish. But it looks like here Lady Mustangs sitting back a little bit. This one goes to Jazz Arcorn in the corner. Her 3-pointer is no good. Shot clock is off, but the Lady Mustangs stay on the offensive attack. Coach LeBeau says 1 shot here for Little Wound. See if they're able to execute that plan. 3-pointer from the wing. That was Bear Killer who was left open. So now it'll be Lady Warriors with the chance to hold on for the final shot here of the first half. If you're in this position as Lady Warriors on top by 2, you just got to make sure that at the very worst, you go into halftime leading by 2. And that will be the case as just a half second after the final horn blew, Bear Killer laid it in, but no good. So definitely some contact there on the offensive end from Arcorn as she went to the ground hard, but there was no whistle. But that does not cut into the Lady Warriors lead as they head into halftime on top 31-29. We'll be back with the second half in 10 minutes. We're about 2.5 minutes here from getting underway in the second half. First half scoring. So we did have a correction, went over at halftime and checked the scorebook. So number 2 for Little Wound is actually Angelina Brave. Number 20, Shawnee White. So it was Shawnee White who knocked down 2 3-pointers. So she had 6 points. Angelina Brave, number 2, who came off the bench and had a nice performance in the JV game, she had 6 as well. Bull Bear had 2, Steele 5, Roulard 3, Hatton 3, Yellow Boy 4. For the Lady Warriors, leading things was Charlie's Arcorn with 9. Matilda Anderson had 6. Jaslia Arcorn chipped in 5. The Lady Fourhorns with 3. Kiani Metcalf and Janeda Hesse had 4 apiece. Also, as we get things underway here in the second half, just a reminder, we will have games tomorrow night as well as Friday. Friday we'll have a whole slew of games coming your way as Crow Creek comes to town for both boys and girls. So join us on Friday night for that. Tomorrow night, just one game as Ulrichs will play the boys team. That game coming your way at 6:30 here on SF Warriors Live. This weekend we also have the archery team in action. The archery team will be heading to Mitchell for a competition. So good luck to those students participating in that. And also a reminder, no school, no work on Monday, as we will have a long 3-day weekend thanks to President's Day on Monday. It'll be Little Wound basketball as we get going in the second half. Also like to give a shout out to the Andersons and Bobos down in the valley and also on the Navajo reservation. That shout out coming your way from assistant coach Merle Biggins Anderson. So triple to start the second half for Macy Roulard, her second 3 of the ball game. And just like that, Little Wound on top here in the second half. We'll see if Hesse can answer from the corner. Her 3-pointer rattles around, eventually falls out, no good. Bull Bear on the counter, her shot was no good. Back to the Lady Warriors on the offensive end. It's Anderson finding her way to the high post. Just off the mark. Little Wound back on the offensive attack. Bull Bear able to maneuver her way through the defense, lays it up off the glass and in for 2. Bull Bear's got 4 points. Little Wound 3-point advantage here as we are just getting underway here in the second half. Still over 6.5 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Looks like maybe a bit of an adjustment at halftime by both teams. Little Wound initially not showing that trapping action, that pressure that they had in the first half. Could be due to some foul trouble, but also an adjustment on the offensive end for the Lady Warriors. Although Bull Bear is the one who has really come out as the aggressor here. She's had just 2 points in the first half, already with 4 and a chance to make it 5 here in the second half. But the Lady Warriors on offense appear to be content, being much more patient. They're kind of holding the ball at the out near half court, awaiting the pressure. So we'll see if that continues here following the timeout as Little Wound has jumped off out to a quick 8-0 run to start things off here in the second half. They're on top by 6. One other event we'll give you a heads up about before we get back to the action is the Welcome Back to Thunders ceremony, which will be taking place on Saturday, March 23rd up at Black Elk Peak. So mark your calendars, March 23rd, Welcome Back to Thunders. Brady looked like maybe the ball slipped out of her hand there as she went to kind of baseball past that one to the corner. So another turnover for the Lady Warriors. Mustangs back on the offensive attack. Good battle in the post with Little Boy of the Lady Mustangs and Anderson for the Lady Warriors, and there we see that matchup come to fruition. Anderson, a nice job defensively, staying in front, forcing the tough shot, and now here on offense, it's Anderson getting the bucket. So Yellow Boy at 6'1" has a little bit of a height advantage over Anderson, but Anderson on the defensive end has done a nice job holding her own. Three-pointer leads to a long rebound. Offensive board grabbed. And on the rebound, we've got a jump ball. Possession arrow favoring Owl Bonnet. So it'll be Warrior basketball. Shangru checking back into the ball game for the Lady Mustangs. Jazz Arcorn will bring things up into the front court. Waiting for the pressure, but it doesn't come here early on in the third quarter. Anderson has it out top. Her pass is tipped away and stolen, and that leads to a nice outlet pass. That was a beautiful cross-court bounce pass, found the way through the Lady Warriors defense. Arcorn back on the attack. Her shot no good. And Jazz Arcorn looked like a frustration foul there as Jazz Arcorn kind of came in from behind and just shoved the Mustangs player in the back, and that is her fourth foul. Seen that on a few occasions this year where Jazz has maybe gotten frustrated at points or has gotten in a little bit of a rivalry with another player on the opposing team, and she's a competitor. But that last one was whistled for a foul, and she's got 4. Jump ball as Charlize Arcorn tried to split the defenders. This time the possession arrow favoring the Mustangs. So Little Boone with the basketball and a 4-point lead here as we are midway through the third quarter. Crowd wanted to travel there as it looked like maybe the Little Boone player shuffled her feet. Shangru the beneficiary there of some nice ball movement as she's able to lay it in over the front iron for her first 2 points of the night. Arcorn from way out downtown. She's certainly capable of making that shot, just didn't fall for her there. Can sense a little bit of frustration on the offensive end for the Lady Warriors. Nothing has come easy here in this one. Jazz Arcorn's high arcing 3 from the corner. She gets the shooter's roll on that one. Arcorn has 8 points in the ball game. Bolbear able to scoop up the loose ball, but tried to save it to a teammate and it sailed out of bounds. St. Francis basketball. Brady will bring it up this time. On the floor for the Lady Warriors, we have Kalia Brady, Jazz Arcorn, Charlize Arcorn, Matilda Anderson, and Janetta Hesse. Anderson with the ball on the baseline. She's double teamed and whistled for a travel as she faced a pair of Mustangs defenders there. Pass kicked out to the corner. Three-pointer is off the mark from Vasquez. Vasquez picked up 3 fouls early in this one, but she's back here in the second half. last foul went against Shangru as she's whistled for over the back. And Yellow Boy got a quick break, but she's back on the floor defensively for the Lady Mustangs. And it's Arkhorn bringing it up. Gives it off to her sister Jazz. Good offensive action by Charlize Arkhorn. Nearly led to an open shot. We've seen that a lot of times throughout the season, but a good job by Little Wound defensively denying that. It'll be Hesse who steps out to the corner this time. Her three-point shot attempt is just short, but I think we've got a foul on the play against Yellow Boy. We'll see if they call it after the shot or on the shot, as the whistle was just, they are going to give her 3 free throws. Oh, excuse me, that foul was not against Little Boy. That was Macy Roulard. So Roulard's third of the ball game. Hesse will toe the line and knock down the first. She connects on the second as well. Hesse improves to 5 of 5 from the line, and after Little Wound got off to a hot start in the third quarter, the Lady Warriors have bounced right back, and things are all knotted up at 39 with 2.5 to go in the third quarter. On the floor for the Lady Mustangs, Roulard, Yellow Boy, Steele, Bull Bear, and Vasquez, the starters. Anderson hustling after the loose ball. Goes down to the ground, but she's tied up. Possession arrow favors the Lady Warriors, so chance to break the tie here with 2 minutes to go in the third quarter, as Charlize Arkhorn will bring the ball up the floor. Finds Brady. Brady left open her three-pointer off the mark, but it'll be Little Wound bringing things back the other way. It's Bull Bear finding her way in the lane. Floater no good. Anderson grabs the rebound, finds Arkhorn ahead. Arkhorn with the left hand, and a nice finish by Jazz Leah. Arkhorn puts the Lady Warriors back on top by a deuce. And the answer coming from Macy Roulard as she knocks down her second three-point bucket of the third quarter. Little Wound back on top by 1. 1:20 to go in the third quarter. We told you at the outset this was probably going to be a close game. Both teams very close in the standings. Offensively, that's Anderson. Anderson able to put the move on the defender, and she'll have to go line to shoot 2 free throws. Checking into the ball game, Angelina Brave. Sophia Hatton.
Yeah! Yeah!
And Shawnee White was the third player checking in. So second free throw goes for Anderson. And we've got a foul on the rebound there. Third foul called against Yellow Boy, or excuse me, that's her fourth. So with that foul, she will dejectedly walk to the bench. And Lady Warriors with the ball, under a minute to go. Clock ticks down, under 40 seconds in the third quarter. Shot clock at 20. Arcorn for three, no good. Might have been partially blocked, but Matilda Anderson active on the offensive glass. Hauls in the rebound, and she's fouled, so she will head right back to the free throw line after she just went 1 for 2 just a few minutes ago. Little Wound fans attempting to distract Anderson, but the veteran player keeps her cool and knocks down the first. Second one off the mark. Nice job by Hatton to keep her balance there. She almost fell down but kept her dribble alive in the backcourt. Anderson grabs the rebound, able to rip it away from the Little Wound defender. And Jazz Arcorn on the attack offensively, and we'll have another foul going against Little Wound, and Jazz will step to the line to shoot two. That foul called against Bull Bear. Jazz Arcorn's free throw rattles home. She's 3 for 5 from the line tonight. Offensive board batted around, and Brady grabs it to Anderson, or to Arcorn out top. With the time winding down, and that's going to be the final horn here in the third quarter. So Lady Warriors not able to get a bucket, but they do lead by 2 as we head into the fourth quarter. So very interesting third quarter as Little Wound came out guns a-blazing, able to go on a quick 8-0 run to start the quarter, but Lady Warriors kept their cool and ended up playing the quarter even. So we'll be back with the fourth quarter in just a moment here from the Warrior Dome. Thanks for joining us on SF Warriors Live. Be Little Wound basketball out of the quarter break. And during the break, I was just doing some quick calculations, and I certainly may have, or probably must have, made a mistake here, but I have the score at 44-44 even. On the scoreboard, though, it shows St. Francis 44, Little Wound 42. So hopefully we don't have any controversy here at the end of this one. But either way, we will operate under the scoreboard's domain tonight. So St. Francis on top by 2. We had a 3-second call whistled there against the Lady Mustangs. Both teams' fans into this one, as they have been throughout the night tonight. Charlize Arcorn's three-point attempt from the corner is no good, but she's fouled on the three-point attempt on the follow through. Foul goes against Angelina Brave. So Charlize will step to the line with a chance to extend the Lady Warriors lead. First points of the fourth quarter, just 30 seconds into the final quarter tonight. Charlie is currently 6 of 6 from the free throw line tonight. And make it 7-7 as she knocks down all three and extends the Lady Warriors lead to 5 points here. Jumper is off the mark. Brady grabs the rebound, gets it ahead to Jazz Arcorn. Jazz up with the left and in for 2 more. Jazz Arcorn having a really nice second half. Help defense came from Brady as Brady was able to get her hand in and knock it away from Hatton. And we're going to have a full-on line change for the Lady Mustangs. It looks like it is the starters checking back in, which would be Bulbear, Steele, Vasquez, Roulard, and Yellow Boy. So only 3 seniors on the roster for Little Wound, but all 3 of them are starters. Same story for the Lady Warriors, except it's only 2 starters, or 2 seniors. But as we mentioned earlier, both of those seniors over 1,000 career points. That'll be Brady this time from the corner. Her 3-pointer rattles home. Kalia Brady, it took her a while to get in the scoring column tonight, but she does so in a big way with that 3-pointer. Quick response though from Little Wound as Yellow Boy able to get the transition bucket. A little bit of confusion offensively as the shot clock ticks down under 5 seconds, and a turnover leading to a fast break opportunity. And that's laid up and in by Mia Vasquez. Her first points of the evening. The Lady Warriors will hold on to the ball patiently, waiting for things to open up against this attacking zone. Anderson again called for the travel. Few of those earlier in the ball game were definitely travels. That one though may have been a little bit questionable, as it looked like she got rid of the pass before she took that extra step, but regardless, it's a turnover. Lady Mustangs back on offense. It's Yellow Boy inside, and Yellow Boy whistled for the foul there too, or excuse me, the travel there. Kind of almost the exact same play as on the other end. From my vantage point, I didn't see it as a travel, but it's the referee's opinion that matters. Brady's dribble is tipped away by Vasquez. Nice defense. Possession arrow, though, will stay with the Lady Warriors. Kiani Metcalf's shot is blocked by Yellow Boy. So on that last whistle, Roulard lost it going up. A nice hustle play there by Hesse as she was falling out of bounds, but threw it off the defender, and the defender was out of bounds at the time, so it'll be Lady Warriors basketball. But as I was going to say, Matilda Anderson checked out on that last possession, and she is usually that person in the middle who kind of keeps the spacing against the zone. And on that last possession, without her in the ball game, Lady Warriors just did not have the spacing or passing in the ball game to find an opening. It looks like we've got an adjustment here from Coach Crow Eagle, though. Arcorn launches the 3 from downtown. Nice job by Metcalf keeping the ball alive, and it's tipped out to Brady. And a fresh 35 on the shot clock for the Lady Warriors. Lady Warriors holding on to a 6-point lead. Showing some patience here. Charlize Arcorn gets her own rebound, hands it off to Hesse, and her shot rattles around. Just won't go down. We're under 4 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. And a nice job offensively by Little Boy getting position against Metcalf, and that is where you miss Matilda Anderson. Matilda Anderson, the senior, a lot of experience playing that defense there against the Yellow Boy. So she'll check back into the ball game. We'll see if she picks up Little Boy on the defensive end. Free throw is good. So Arcorn bringing it across the line, getting things in order for the Lady Warriors. Now it's Jazz Arcorn with things out top. Clock right now at 3.5 minutes in the fourth quarter. Arcorn gets it inside to Anderson, who backs down the defender, finds an open Metcalf. Good extra pass to Jazz. Arcorn just off the mark. The crowd was ready to erupt. Had that one gone down. St. Francis, though, still on top by 3. And that lead is erased by Ashley Steele, as defense looked a little bit confused there for the Lady Warriors. Steele took advantage, knocked it home, and we are all tied up at 52. Under 3 minutes to go. Brady dribbles off her own foot, but able to get it back. Charlize Arcorn's three-pointer, no good. We've got another offensive board from Jazz Arcorn. Look, she tried the behind-the-back pass there. That was off the mark. And it's Yellow Boy driving the distance coast to coast, laying it up and in. Little Wound back on top by a pair. Anderson will try her hand from downtown. And Matilda Anderson has her first bucket of the fourth quarter, and the Lady Warriors back on top by 1. Back and forth we go. Another miscommunication defensively left the Mustangs player open, this time not able to execute it. Now it's the Lady Warriors back on offense. Jazz Arcorn making a nice step-through move. Her shot up and off the glass. We're under 2 minutes to go here. Back on the attack is Bull Bear. Don't blink, folks. Excitement at the Warrior Dome. 1:55 remaining in the fourth quarter. Janeda Hesse going to check back in for Kiani Metcalf. Metcalf has done a nice job all night tonight on the glass. It's Bull Bears free throw that will tie things back up at 57 apiece. Again, as we mentioned at the outset of this game definitely with playoff implications for both teams. Little Wound on top of St. Francis by 1 spot in the standings. So if the Lady Warriors are going to jump Little Wound in the standings, they need a win tonight and probably a win also on Friday. Anderson with it out top. Drives through the defense, and as the shot clock was about to expire, the foul is going to go against Bull Bear. One of those 50-50 calls. Could have been a no call really against Bull Bear. She was straight up, but there definitely was contact, so Anderson will head to the line. She's got a chance to break the tie, and she does. It did look like 2, and probably not intentional from Matee, but she had her momentum going forward and kind of came through Bull Bear on that last play. So maybe lucky that she wasn't whistled for a foul. But she keeps her composure there. She knocks down 2 from the line. Lady Warriors back on top by 2. Minute 10 seconds to go in the game. Entry pass just out of the reach of Yellow Boy. And it bounces out of bounds with 1:09. Coach LeBeau for Little Wound wants a timeout. We'll see if out of this timeout, Coach LeBeau draws up some defensive pressure that was really effective early on. We haven't seen them really extend that too much into the backcourt to a full court press. But wouldn't be surprised to see if we saw that in the last minute, or if they went back to that more aggressive half-court trap. But definitely looking for one of those two things coming out of this timeout. Fouls currently standing at 8 team fouls for Little Wound, 4 for the Lady Warriors. Lady Warriors will inbound 94 feet from their own basket. We do have a full court press here from Little Wound. We'll see how aggressive they are with their trapping. Ball comes across half court. The Arkhorns play catch out top. Shot clock winding down, still 10 on the clock as Anderson steps out and takes the 3. Not able to get it to go. Little Wound back on the offensive end. Yellow Boy just not quite able to handle that entry pass, and we'll say she dribbled it on the sideline. So right now there's only 0.2 of a difference between the clocks, so you got a foul right now if you're Little Wound. So we don't have the clock going on our camera tonight, but there are 28 seconds left on the clock. I guess I don't know how this is possible, but it says 28 seconds on the play clock, 29 on the shot clock. So essentially, they're even. So the Lady Warriors could just about dribble out the clock on this last possession here. So you'll likely see Little Wound come out with an aggressive defense, looking to foul. Pretty strong free throw shooting tonight from the Lady Warriors. Jazz Arkhorn, though, has missed 3. So for the Lady Mustangs, that's probably who they'll be focused on to foul. Charlize Arkhorn, a very strong free throw shooter, and generally Matilda Anderson is as well, but we have seen her struggle a little bit from the line throughout this year and tonight as well. Inbounds pass is stolen away for Little Wound. On the offensive attack is Bullbear. Her shot up, no good. Offensive board, and before that shot attempt, we've got a timeout called by Lyle LeBeau, and a good timeout it was, because you could see there was a little bit of panic offensively from Little Wound. Plenty of time on the clock there. 20 seconds to go in this one. They're trailing by 2. So it looked like maybe a couple rushed shots when you didn't need to rush the shots on that last possession for the Lady Mustangs. We will see what they're able to drop. It looks like from where the referees are huddled that the inbounds pass will come from the sideline, which is probably good news for St. Francis. There's certainly been times this year when they have maybe fallen asleep a little bit on an inbounds underneath pass, leading to an easy bucket for the opposing team. That likely will not be the case here, as with the sideline out of bounds, it's a lot harder to get an easy bucket straight out of a play. But one play, though, that you do see here from time to time is on the back end to see a back screen and a player open up underneath the basket. Not going to be the case here as it comes into Bullbear. She drives around the defender. She lays it up and in, 15 seconds to go. All tied up, Lady Warriors basketball. Charlize Arcorn with it. We've got a timeout. Called by head coach Ridge Crow Eagle. All tied up at 59, 9.5 seconds left on the clock. It'll be a full timeout, so we'll have a full minute here for both coaches to talk strategy. So generally, Charlize Arcorn inbounds the basketball for the Lady Warriors. Although on that last sideline inbounds, I didn't see which Little Wound player it was, but it was just a great hustle play as she was able to kind of get around the body of Anderson, tip it away, and then save it before it went out of bounds. And that led to the transition bucket that tied things all up here. So we'll see what Coach Crow Eagle draws up here. You got to think the ball's going to end up in the hands of either Charlize Arcorn or Matilda Anderson, 2,000-point scorers. And just the fact that Charlize Arcorn is not inbounding the ball leads me to believe that this ball is going to come into her, or that there's a play designed for her. And we've got an over and back called as the handoff came to Arcorn in the front court, but her momentum took her into the back court. So a mental mistake there from the Lady Warriors. A little bit of blame probably on both players there. Well, you know, one play is not going to make or break this game, but in that situation as the inbounder, you always want to make sure that the player clears into the backcourt. But also as the person receiving the inbound, you got to make sure momentum doesn't carry you too far. So both players just kind of in a tough in-between situation there. And credit the Little Wound defense as they were all over Arcorn. Good anticipation there, as I'm sure in the huddle, Coach LeBeau told his players, the two players to focus on are Anderson and Charlize Arcorn. Don't let them get the ball, and the Lady Mustangs didn't let it happen. So we are all tied up, 59 apiece, 8 seconds to go. Ball comes inbounds. Batted around, Arcorn nearly stole it away with 2 seconds. The shot is up, and it's off the mark, long, no good. 59-59. Fans are saying that potentially there was a little bit of time on the clock when that ball bounced out of bounds. I don't think the referees are going to say that. And if there was, it was probably 0.1, maybe 0.2, which technically is not enough time to get a shot off. You need a full 0.3 of a second by the rule to get a catch and shoot situation. So it looked like the Lady Warriors just about had this thing wrapped up with 30 seconds to go, on top by 2 with the ball. But a pair of turnovers down the stretch. And that's the reason why we're heading to overtime here. 4 minutes on the clock for overtime. 1 timeout apiece per team in the overtime period. I believe we'll re-jump to start the overtime. For the Lady Warriors, this is their second overtime game on the season. The first one came in that opening ball game at LNI against Lower Brule. And of course, we know how that one ended, on a heartbreaking last-second shot for Lower Brule. But the Lady Warriors did get revenge later in the season. So it'll be Hesse to jump for the Lady Warriors. And she wins the tip against Roulard. Little bit of a surprise coming out in a man-to-man, person-to-person defense. And Anderson takes advantage, and she gets the first bucket of the overtime period. Miscommunication on defense. That leaves Sophia Hatton open. We've got another turnover on the offensive end as the pass was tipped away from Anderson, and Charlize Arcorn knocked that one away out of bounds. Bull Bear with it. She'll take the long three, and she is true from downtown. That one was a full 2 or 3 feet from beyond the line. So Little Wound coming out on fire here in the overtime period. What a nice backdoor cut from Kalia Brady. She doesn't get the first one to go, but she makes the hard one. And the foul. So a great pass. I think the pass came from Hesse out at the top of the key. Brady on the back cut. Missed the first, but knocked down the follow-up. So Lady Warriors actually coming out ahead on Brady's missed layup. Bull Bear gets it inside, battles her way into the post, and her shot is good. Little Wound back on top by 3. It's Brady now on the offensive end. Her shot up and no good. Anderson's shot blocked from behind, and I think they're going to say that the Little Wound player was over the back of Anderson as they were battling for that rebound. And that'll be the 5th foul against Macy Roulard. So Macy Roulard will head to the bench. Impact player tonight as she hit 3 3-point baskets in the ball game. Number 20, Shawnee White, will check in. Shawnee White, also a very capable 3-point shooter. She's got 3 triples in the ball game. Anderson's first free throw, though, is off the mark. Second one is good, so the lead is at 2. Bull Bear has been on the attack here in overtime. She's hit a long 3, gotten her way into the paint, and now this time draws the foul against Arcorn. And a miscommunication defensively. Ashley Steele left wide open for the easiest 2 points of the entire ball game. And again, that was on an inbounds underneath, something we have seen at times cause issues for the Lady Warriors. Anderson tried to force the pass. It ended up going right to the Lady Mustangs defender on the offensive end for the Lady Mustangs. Good ball rotation leads to Mia Vasquez a 3-point attempt, but she missed everything with that one. And Brady will bring it back into the offensive end. Brady finds Charlize Arcorn, kicks it to the corner to Jazz Arcorn. That is the second 3-pointer she's knocked down from that exact spot tonight. And with that, the Lady Warriors are back to within 1. Bull Bear, a nice spin move in the paint, but her shot won't go. She got her own rebound and she attempted the fadeaway. It did look like Anderson got all ball on that as Bull Bear appeared to just be fading away and kind of lost her balance on the fadeaway. Anderson certainly did not agree with the call, but regardless, Bull Bear heads to the line. So Bull Bear with a relatively quiet night. She did have 10 points through regulation, but she has exploded here in the overtime period. That free throw gives her 7 in the extra session. Nearly a miscommunication there on the inbounds. Nice job by Charlie Zarkorn with a one-handed catch behind her. Jazz Zarkorn will try again from 3. And again she knocks it home. And we are all tied up at 71 apiece. A minute and 15 seconds to go in the first overtime period. Three-pointer on the way, no good. Kalia Brady grabs the defensive board, and she is fouled on her way out, and so she is gonna march her way down to the offensive end to step to the line to shoot a pair of free throws. Brady not able to connect on the first. Her only free throws in the ballgame have come in overtime, so the overtime period has been extra exciting. Littlewood, due to foul trouble, has switched up defenses, and that's led to a couple more opportunities for the Lady Warriors. But Brady not able to connect from the free throw line, so we'll stay knotted up here at 71. Nice move from Hatton to get into the lane. Hatton has been one of those players who is not a starter for Littlewood, but has seen a lot of action due to foul trouble. Arcorn again finds Jazz Arcorn. Can she make it 3 in a row? No, and the ball comes out to Littlewood, so we're at 35 seconds left in the period, and we've got an offensive foul called against Bullbear. I don't know if that for sure was the right call. She did have that arm extended. I do know that initially I thought they were going to call a foul on Anderson, and that would not have been the right call because Anderson was just holding her ground defensively. So we're at 25 seconds. Fans are on their feet. Inbounds pass tipped away. No time running off the clock. 25 seconds. Shot clock is off. Anderson with position. Arcorn finds it. I do not understand that call there. Anderson didn't have control of the ball. You can't travel if you don't have control of the ball. Full court pressure from the Lady Warriors. Ball ahead to Vasquez, and as soon as she crosses half court, timeout Littlewood. Again, tied up, 71 apiece. Clock is at 19 seconds. Just really don't understand that travel call on the last possession. Anderson on the inbounds fought for position. Arcorn got her the ball, and the double team came, so it was by no means going to be a gimme bucket for Anderson. But she didn't appear from this angle to have the ball, have possession of the ball. It looked like it was kind of tipped out of her hands. So we will see what Littlewood does out of the timeout. It's been a very balanced scoring attack tonight. 8 different Lady Mustangs have found their way into the scorebook, but in overtime it's been Eva Bullbear who's kind of been miss everything in the overtime period. She has knocked down a 3, hit a couple free throws, found her way into the lane, and also created some shots for her teammates. So I would expect her to get the ball. Looks like she'll probably take a screen and get the ball in the backcourt. Maybe she'll... Nice job defensively, not allowing Bullbear to get the ball. A little bit of panic here. We've got another timeout. Ooh, I guess I thought in the overtime period, each team only got one timeout. I must be mistaken. Must get one full and 1:30. So another timeout. Coach LeBeau could sense a little bit of disarray there offensively. So a chance to set things back up again. 14 seconds on the clock, 14.1 to be exact. And a bit of an awkward spot to inbound from, kind of that deep corner on the sideline. See what Little Wound's able to do. Sometimes, though, you can see a team try to force a pass back out towards half court, and the defender get a hand on that. So we'll see if Lady Warriors are able to stay in passing lanes here. It'll be Bull Bear taking the inbounds, driving inside. Her pass is knocked away. Brady's got it. Ball tipped out of bounds. 8.6 left on the clock, and we've got another timeout taken. This one will be taken by the Lady Warriors. This will be a 30-second timeout. Lady Warriors will inbound underneath Little Wound's basket, so they've got the full length of the court to go. 71-71, 8.6 to go. We saw in this situation earlier, Lady Warriors really tried to get the ball in the hands of Charlie's Arkhorn. Though that inbound was from the side, and we saw a backcourt violation called in that instance. You got to think you'll see Charlie's Arkhorn again in this position. May not be her who takes the final shot, but it'll probably be her who has the ball in her hands for most of this possession, trying to create something for a teammate. You see if sometimes you'll see a player come up and try to go deep. Arkhorn able to get by the defender. She's got her way to the lane. She finds Anderson, clock ticking down, 1 second on the clock, and no shot attempt able to be taken there from the Lady Warriors. Arkhorn looked like she had a shot there from the top of the free throw line but she gave it up unselfishly to her teammate in the corner. Anderson just didn't have the space or the quick release to be able to get that one off before the defender closed out. So good defense by both teams there in the closing seconds. It was St. Francis who caused the turnover first, and then Little Wound just held tight. Anderson had a chance in that scenario with the clock winding down. You just gotta put it up. If it gets blocked, it gets blocked. Maybe you get a foul call there, but that's a play that certainly she wishes she can have back. Much easier for me to say what players on the floor should have or shouldn't have done, but in the moment, those decisions become that much harder. Anderson, a nice cross-court pass there to Arkhorn. Arkhorn underneath. Charlie's Arkhorn finishes. That is her first field goal since the first half. She had just 3 points in the second half, all coming on free throws. Little Wound back on the attack. Pass goes into Bull Bear. I do not know how she got that shot up. The defender, I think it was Hesse, who's going to be whistled for this one, had her arm pulled down, and that will be Hesse's, no, not her fifth, just her first substitution though on the floor for Little Wound. So Bull Bear will step to the line, a chance for a three-point play. Impressive play there from the sophomore. In that situation, defensively, if you're going to foul, at least make sure you get your money's worth. And I was about to say, good job by Hesse making sure she really hit the arm and got her money's worth on that foul, but somehow Bull Bear finished through the contact. So Little Wound on top by 1, 3 minutes, 15 seconds. The second overtime period will also be 4 minutes. Boulder has it again. Hits the runner from the top of the key. A little bit awkward there. She almost kind of looked like she lost her footing, but still got the shot to go. It was effective. Little Wound on top by 3. Jazz Arkhorn will cut inside. Jazz Arkhorn, a big part of the reason why we are where we're at in this second overtime. Jazz was able to knock down a pair of triples in the first overtime period. Now she's got a chance from the free throw line. Arkhorn just 3 of 7 from the free throw line tonight. She hits the second. Each time she stepped to the line tonight, she has made one and missed one. So for the math people listening, that means she's shooting 50%. Yellow Boys shot on the offensive end just wouldn't fall. She's had a number of those tonight where it's kind of rolled around the rim and just hasn't gone. Nice play by Hesse, unselfishly giving it up to Anderson, who would have had a bucket there, but the foul was whistled against Yellow Boy before Hesse's pass. So Hesse will step to the line, and she will be the one to shoot the free throws. First one up on its way, no good. I didn't want to say anything before that shot to jinx her, but she was 5 for 5 prior to that attempt. Chance to pull Owl Bonnet within 1 point on the second, but second one is short. Little Wound has numbers. We'll see if they can take advantage. Bull Bear driving her way inside. She's fouled on the attempt. Assistant coach and head coach. Assistant coach Merle Anderson, head coach Rich Crow Eagle, both saying both defenders were straight up on the play, and from my vantage point that appeared to be the case, but the foul will go against Hesse, and Bull Bear's free throw, I don't know if that could have hit any more rim than it did and not go in. That is the definition of half down right there. Neither one goes, but the offensive rebound falls into the hands of White, and White lays it up and in. Brady comes back on the offensive attack. Her shot is no good. Little Wound again has numbers in transition. This will be a three-pointer on the way from the wing. No good. Offensive board though. Jazz Arkhorn, look at the hustle from both teams, but it's the Lady Warriors who come away with it, and it's Brady who drives into the lane. Her shot is blocked. A late whistle against Vasquez, and we're gonna have a technical foul whistled here. So I gotta say, tough call against Mia Vasquez there, as that is her 5th foul. And I will say, I did not see the initial foul on her, but she continued to argue her case, and that could end up being a huge play in this ball game. With the Lady Warriors down 4 on the technical foul, we'll have 4 free throws. Pressure on for Brady. She steps to the line for the second, and she connects. So that was the free throws for the personal foul. Now it will be Charlize Arkhorn who will shoot the technical fouls. 2 shots and the ball for the Lady Warriors. Charlize knocks down the first. Reliable free throw shooter she has been tonight. With that second one, she is 9 for 9 from the line. And so 3 points with the foul and technical foul and the ball. And I'm not entirely sure what the rule is. I'm not sure if that was Vasquez's 5th foul before the technical or after, but he's going to have a jump ball called as Anderson's shot attempt was blocked. Possession arrow will favor Littlewood. But I know when I was playing high school basketball in Wisconsin, if you fouled out on your 5th foul and then got a technical foul, you had to sit out part of the next game. I'm not sure if that rule exists here in South Dakota or not. White with the ball on the wing. Her shot blocked out of bounds by Hesse. Hesse almost saved it. Good heads-up play there, though, by her, because there was a chance that if she had saved that, it would have led to an easy bucket for Littlewood. So Littlewood with the ball. It's a bear killer. Bull Bear. Bull Bear now has it out top. She'll give it up to Steele on the wing. Steele drives. Her shot is blocked. She gets her own rebound and another block, but we've got a foul whistled, and there was just 1 second left on the shot clock. That one again is going to go, this time it's going to go against Brady, her second. So a minute, 1 second, a minute and 1 second here in our second overtime period. Steele steps to the line and connects on the first and second as well. With the foul trouble, it's just Bull Bear and Steele, the only 2 remaining starters available for Littlewood. This time it's Arcorn who gets it inside to Anderson. Nice pass from Anderson. Or nice pass from Arcorn to Anderson. And the foul, I think, on that one came from behind number 20. Shawnee White made contact as she was swiping at the ball, so Anderson will step to the line, a chance to tie the ball game, and she does at 80 points apiece. Clock is at 45 seconds as it winds down. Trap here, and heads up call there from the Littlewood bench as Hesse and I think it was Jazz Arcorn had the trap there against Steele. So timeout used to avoid the turnover in that case. 39 seconds on the clock, all tied up at 80 apiece. Playoff implications on the line as both teams came in just neck and neck in the standings. Littlewood with a slight advantage at 8-8. St. Francis at 8-10, but it's not the record here in South Dakota that determines your seeding in the playoffs. There's a complicated point system that's used, so a head-to-head victory for St. Francis would be big in giving them a chance to jump Littlewood in the standings. Out of the inbounds play, nice job by Bull Bear, able to get it to her teammate under the hoop, but not able to finish. Bull Bear now driving the lane. Her shot up and off the back iron, no good. Matilda Anderson looked like she held her ground there defensively and just went straight up. But Bull Bear, I guess credit to her knowing how this game has been called with a lot of fouls going both ways. Leaned into Anderson, drew the contact, and she's got a chance for 2 from the line. First one on the way, and it is good. As we have seen in this overtime, Bull Bear has really stepped her game up. I mean, she has been a solid contributor throughout the game, but has been exceptional in overtime. That free throw, though, off the mark. Anderson grabs the board, gets it to Arcorn, up ahead to Brady. Brady will kick it back out. Jazz Arcorn thought about a three. Anderson inside, kicks it out to Charlize Arcorn, steps into a three. No good. Offensive board for Brady, but it's ripped away by Bullbear. 5 seconds left on the clock, and I don't think the Lady Warriors are going to get a foul here. So chaos on the court there. Looked like Brady maybe had the ball on the offensive glass, but it was ripped away by Bullbear. Bullbear was able to maneuver her way through the entire Lady Warriors defense, but at the last moment it was poked away. I think maybe she just kind of had the wind knocked out of her on that play. Again, kind of similar to a travel that was called against Matilda Anderson earlier in the game. Not entirely sure how Bullbear could have traveled there given that she didn't have the ball. The ball was knocked away and then she landed on it. So unless they're saying that she regained control and maybe made a rolling motion on the ground, I guess that would warrant a travel. Couldn't tell from up here if that was the case or not. But regardless, Lady Warriors basketball. They are resetting the clock as we speak, so as we come out of the timeout, we'll find out how much time is on the clock. I think it's going to be under a second, 0.9. 0.9 to go, trailing by 1. 0.1, maybe time for a quick dribble. It'll go all the way down the court, but it's out of the reach. There was definitely a chance for that to happen, though, as both Jazz Arcorn and Matilda Anderson were behind their defenders. Had they been able to catch up with that pass, they would have definitely had a chance to lay that up and in. But the pass, great idea there. That's what you have to do in that case with under a second to go. So that will just about do it, barring a miracle here. And I mean something crazy. Because since the inbounds pass was not touched, it'll be inbounded from the same spot. So Little Wound will inbound from underneath their own hoop. So as long as they just throw the ball inbounds underneath their own basket, doesn't even matter if the Lady Warriors get a steal. 0.9 is not enough time to get off a full court heave. But we'll see what happens. And the ball comes inbounds. Things got a little bit dicey there, though, as we nearly had a 5-second call. That would have been about the only thing that could have given the Lady Warriors a chance in this one. And it was about 4.5 seconds on the count. Wow, what a game. Double overtime between these two teams, but Little Wound coming out on top, 81-80. Credit to both teams who fought extremely hard on both sides of the ball throughout the entire game tonight. Congratulations to both teams for a strong effort, and also congratulations to Charlize Arcorn. Didn't get the W tonight, but did record her 1,000th point.